What up, though? Welcome back to another episode of D Sports Gurus. I'm your host, Fresh. So, today's topic, we're going to be talking. You see my guys back there in the background. You see them bobbleheads. We're going to be talking Pistons basketball, you know what I'm saying? And a few of those guys in particular that's back there. Who we got back there? Oh, maybe only one. But anyways, yeah, we're going to be talking Pistons basketball and more specifically, player development and just my overall viewpoint of player development far as where we are currently with our current players on the team, and just my overall viewpoint of player development as a franchise in general, right? At this point, today is Thursday, November 9th, right? And the Pistons are 9 games into the season. They 2-7, currently in last place in the Eastern Conference. They coming off of a tough loss to Milwaukee last night. The Pistons had a lead late, lost the lead. Milwaukee ended up coming back to win the game. It was a close game. Giannis ended up getting ejected. You know what I mean? In the third quarter, and the Pistons went on a run, and they had it going, but then they lost the lead in the fourth. I won't really go into details about how they lost that game because, game by game, we could pinpoint and pick apart each game and, pick apart different plays and different key plays and whatnot, right? But I won't do that for the sake of saving time, right? We'll just take it to the top and look at it from a large overall perspective, right? So far, I have to say, I haven't been impressed with Monty Williams. I know as a Pistons fan, some people are Pistons fans to the point to where they feel like they can't question anything, or maybe can't question the coach, or feel like it's too early to question the coach. Nah, I'm a little bit different, man. I'm one of them. Excuse me, I'm a guru. Like, that's how I'm different. That's why I made this show, because my perspective is a little bit different. I feel like I see the game from a athletic standpoint. Like, I am an athlete. I'm still an athlete currently, right? And I feel like I don't know. I'm just not your common average fan. I don't think, right? I could be. Who knows, right? Yeah, I'm not impressed with Monty Williams so far. I gotta say that I saw the Phoenix fans in some of our comment sections when we hired Monty saying we wasn't going to be happy with Monty because of some of the stuff that he did and etc., right? And so far, I'm feeling that. I tried to buy into this idea that Monty and buy into the words that he's selling to the fan base in these press conferences and stuff like that, but the words are sounding a lot of hypocritical. They falling on deaf ears. Just to me, as a Piston fan, I'm not feeling it. It's ugly right now. It looks ugly. It feels ugly from a standpoint of what I thought we were supposed to be doing and what we are doing. It's not aligned. And I'm going to go into some details about what I mean about that in a minute, right? So Monty Williams came in, and Monty Williams' whole philosophy was supposed to be about stressing defense and you know what I'm saying, laying down his culture or whatever like that, right? And I rock with that. Like trust me, I'm an athlete. I play sports, and I don't rock with A team that just don't take defense serious. So I'm not saying that having a mentality that defense is a priority, right? That it's an importance that we play good defense. I'm not objecting to that. I agree. I'm fully on board with that 100%. Not even like 75, not 50. I'm 100% on board with that, right? But I think in a sport like basketball, where there is no offense and defense, right? This isn't football where you got an offense and a defensive side of the ball. All right. This is like hockey. You might be a defenseman on the wing. You feel me? You might be a scorer, whatever the case may be, right? This is like hockey. So you gotta have a multitude of features to have a balance, I would say. A balance in a balance in winning team, I guess, winning worthy team, a team that can compete to win, right? You gotta have those balances. If not, it's gonna be hard, right? Because it's gonna be times where you gotta go big, it's gonna be times where you gotta go to small and all of that and so forth, right? But if you just trying to build your team around having defense, like for some reason our fan base and even the personnel within the franchise, they have this affinity and obsession for what we used to be. Like these errors, these Pistons errors, these going to work Pistons and the bad boy Pistons. The fan base and the franchise got this affinity for trying to reduplicate that. That shit doesn't exist anymore, man. Like, especially, going to work Pistons. Those Pistons was holding teams to, man, 80 points, 90 points sometimes. That type of NBA don't exist no more. Those Pistons is the reasons why they don't exist no more. Motherfuckers was like, bro, we can't keep trying to go inside on that shit, bro. We got to start, we got to space the floor out and do some. The going to work Pistons are responsible for why that type of style of trying to recreate that type of team doesn't work. Teams are routinely scoring into the 110s these days, all right? Teams scoring 120 on any given night is not even shocking anymore. I remember a time when 120 used to be like, damn, they got off the night. No, that's regular. That's rego. Teams is going 140s and like, bro, come on, dog. This is not your mom and pops NBA. So stop trying to create your mom and pops NBA team. Stop trying to create your mom and pops NBA Detroit Pistons team. That shit don't exist no more, man. Like, get that shit up, bro. So, no, I'm not feeling Monty Williams. I'm not feeling what he's saying. I'm not feeling the things he's doing. I'm not feeling his actions. He's been hypocritical already. Yeah, so when we gonna talk about that, right? And I could break it down. Now, if you look at my show, dog, if you look at the cover art for my show, it say beyond the analytics because that's how it is. Like, you gotta look at the game first, bro. You gotta look at the game. You gotta know the game, feel the game, all of that. But that don't mean the analytics don't play no parts into analyzing the game and formulating a proper perspective, right? Right? So right now, the biggest analytic that we can analyze is the Pistons are 2-7. So that's it right there. They 2-7. That's the biggest takeaway. They 2-7. That's with a healthy Cade and with the roster that's been currently on the floor right now, right? Now, it's a large portion of the fan base that want to give excuses, right, to this team. And it's a big reason why I'm not willing to give this team an excuse because none of the so-called core players have been missing, except for Jaden Ivey. But the way he's been treated by Monty Williams, it doesn't even look like he's considered a core player. And if he is, the way Monty is handling his development, which was the focal point of this show, has been horrible, right? Now, let's go to some positives, right? Because I don't just want this show to be a negative show, right? There is some positives within this team, right? And the only drawback to having the positives within this team is that I feel like the positives get highlighted so much that they cause a state of delusion for fans and for management, for coaching staff, for all that. All right. So the positives, our rookies, our rookies have looked good. Marcus Sasser has looked amazing. All right. Whatever my issues I have with Monty Williams has nothing to do with Marcus Sasser and Marcus Sasser playing time, Marcus Sasser performing. None of that has. Sasser is doing what he's supposed to do. He's making the most out of his opportunities. He's being a spark off the bench, and you know he even got a lot of the fan base pushing for him to be a starter. Right? Do I think he should start? Not necessarily. I feel like he could be what he is right now, a spark off the bench, something that get it going. You need that. If you can have a guy off your bench that can go get you 20 on any given night, that's a good thing, right? My whole thing to that is the guy, one of the guys that they trying to make be that guy in Jaden Ivey is a guy that's supposed to be the guy that's getting you 20 in your starting lineup. A guy who done showed you he's capable of doing that. Going into the end of last year, he was averaging close to 20 to end the season, right? And you would think that you would be pairing him with a healthy Cade and letting them figure out their chemistry together. No, Monty Williams is being that old ball coach, who going against the grain for whatever reason, right? I tried to get behind it. I was behind it. Preseason, it looked okay. To begin the season, it looked like, all right, I better shut my ass up. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Maybe Monty knows something that I don't know. The buttons was pushing, they was hitting. And that's why some fans will say, oh, it's the injuries, meaning us missing Burks, right? Because that's the main guy that's been out since we kind of got started. Burks, Ivy, Jalen Duren, all of those guys have missed a couple games and stuff like that, right? We'll see, right? Now, let's talk about player development, right? I talked about the rookies. Marcus Sasser, Asar Thompson has been amazing. He just got to keep working on his shot, which I feel like he has been doing over the past couple of games. I think it's just a confidence thing. He's starting to look a lot more confident. He's lively though. He's a lockdown defender. So I love what Asar brings to the team. I love what his future upside looks like. I love it, right? So those are two rookies from this year, right? Let's go into our rookies from last year. Jaden and Jalen. Jalen started off the season going crazy. Jalen Duren started off the season posting monster numbers. And then he had an injury that I felt like kind of affected his play. And that's what I'm gonna put it on. I think like if he don't get injured, I think he continued playing well. Maybe not like as high superb as he was playing to start the season, but I feel like he would have been playing well, and he's still playing well to a certain degree, right? Can't knock him. He out there, he playing 30 minutes a game, basically, you know what I mean? Giving his all, giving his effort. If I check the stats, right, Jalen Duren's at 14 points a game and 11 and a half rebounds. All right, so that's good. You know what I'm saying? I can't knock that. You know, I've seen him make a couple good plays. He's averaging 3 assists, which means that he's doing a good job passing the ball. You know what I mean? He could be doing a little bit better on the defensive end. He's only averaging a block. He's averaging a little bit over a steal a game. So that's a little something, you know. But yeah, so that's Jalen Duren for you in a nutshell. He's been coming along steady. He's been what I predicted him to be, a double-double machine. And that's what I expect him to be for the rest of his career. A double-double machine that just keep developing and enhancing his offensive and defensive game, right? Then we had Jaden Ivey. Jaden Ivey so far is averaging 11.8 points per game. Only 2.5 assists. That's down like almost 2 times from his number from last year, like 5 point plus or something like that, right? And then he's giving you a half a block, a little over a half a steal, or whatever like that. And that's on 20 minutes, right? That's cool, right? What do we say about his development? Well, heading into the tail end of last year, he was developing great. He was finishing the season, strong numbers, getting better, handling point guard responsibilities. He had some high assist games. He still struggled with some turnovers and stuff like that. I can't lie. He does have some issues with some turnovers, right? But in the early season so far, in the 6 games I saw him play, right? I believe he had 6 games. Yeah, in the 6 games I've seen him play so far, I've seen him play with a lot more control. And I seen him try to buy into this aspect of, all right, I'll take better shots and whatnot. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I'll pick my spots. And I feel like in turn, you've seen his efficiency shoot up. He's shooting 49% from the field, over 40% from 3, 40.9% from 3. Even his free throw percentage is at an 83.3 this year, which is up from last year. His numbers across the board is up. His 2-point percentage, scoring efficiency, just everything about his efficiency has went up. The turnovers, he's still probably averaging. Let me see. I got some other numbers here. Let me pull those up. I think he's still averaging probably about the same amount of turnovers, right? Even with the even with the discrepancy at playing time. I mean, not the same amount of turnovers, but at the same rate. He's actually only averaging 1.8 turnovers this year, okay? But he's only playing 20 minutes, so that change it a little bit, if you get what I'm saying, right? All right, so that's his development. Okay? Those was the 2 rookies from the year that year. Year prior was Cade's year, right? We had Cade and I believe Livers. Livers has been hurt. Livers can't stay on the court. I feel like Livers has been expendable with some of the guys we got. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I don't even know how Livers makes it back in the rotation unless they just want to start playing Livers for Bagley. But I feel like Bagley in his limited minutes has played well for a guy to only be playing such limited minutes. That's just my thinking on it. Cade, let's look at Cade's development. I mean, so when you look at it, you like Cade averaging 24 points, 3.7 rebounds. That's down from where he normally averaged, like around 6. 7.1 assists, like assists up. Defensive numbers, 0.7 steals, 0.2 blocks. But his turnovers, he's averaging 5.4 turnovers. Cade Cunningham is actually leading the league in turnovers. And I'm a big Cade Cunningham fan. So don't think that I'm not a Cade Cunningham fan. Cade is only shooting 41.7% from the field on 21.3 attempts a night. And he's only shooting 32.8% from 3-pointers on 6.8 attempts a night. Like, by far, he's taking the most attempts out of anybody. The second best in attempts is Burks, who hasn't played that much, but he's shooting 53% from 3. Burks shooting 6.5 attempts, Cade on 6.8 attempts, but you see the discrepancy in their 3-point shooting. Burks 53%, Cade 32%. Cade shooting percentage has been not even slowly, his shooting percentage has been dropping at an alarming rate. The 2 games the Pistons won Cade didn't exceed 20 field goal attempts. One game, he didn't even have a good game. They didn't even really need him. It shows you that there's a flaw in the way the Pistons are using him. I looked up Cade's catch and shoot percentages the other day. Cade percentages when he takes less dribbles is higher, and when he's off a catch and shoot is higher. It tells you that Cade should be receiving the ball to score and not dribbling to score. It clearly shows you that. His turnover numbers clearly show you that. You know who doesn't have a clue? Who hasn't got this clue? Monty Williams. And if he has, he hasn't done anything about it. He hasn't pulled the right strings. What are those strings? We can debate about that. For me, I feel like the simple answer should have been taking the pressure off of Cade and Jaden by playing them with each other. I feel like that would have alleviated both of their overusage on handling the ball. They both have ability to create for themselves and create for others. Why wouldn't you want those two guys on the floor with each other? I don't see other Pistons. There's not another Piston on this team besides those two guys who can create for themselves and for others, who can create for themselves at all three levels on the court and for others. There aren't any other guys on this team, not one, besides those two guys. You know, the Pistons are banking on Cade carrying them. What team in the league is carried by one star? There is none. None. So why they banking on Cade shooting 20 shots a game while the next best person is our rookie, Asar Thompson, shooting 11 attempts per game? Cade has double the attempts at the next person, and it's not justified in his field goal percentages. It's not justified in his free throw attempts. He's only getting to the line 5 times a game. It's just not justified. It's not justified in his scoring efficiency. It's just not. I don't see it in the numbers. His shooting efficiency, I'm going through all these numbers. His shooting efficiency, he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's 10th on the team in shooting efficiency. The guy who's taking the most shots. He's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's 9th on the team in scoring efficiency. The guy that's taking the most shots. And 3-point percentage. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's 6th on the team in 3-point percentage, but leading the team in 3-point attempts. Monty Williams, man, you got to do something, man. Now, it's a large part of the fan base that want to point to, let's go to the previous years guys. We got Killian Hayes and Beef Stew. Where are they at on their development? I ain't gonna lie. Beef Stew has been okay this year. Even Killian at times has been okay this year. I got some numbers that suggest that outside of the first game and the last game, Killy was shooting like 42% from the field, and let me just pull up. Let's just look at Killian numbers, man. I'll tell you what it was. Matter of fact, I got it right here. His raw numbers, Killian shooting 32.3% from 3 is actually higher than Cade's, just by a smidget. No, I'm sorry. Cade's is higher than his just by a smidget, but they both shooting 32%. Field goal percentage, Killian shooting 39% while Cade shooting 41.7%. Like, those guys playing kind of similar. You know what I mean? Only difference is Killian turnover ratio. Killian's turnover ratio, assist to turnover ratio, is 5.4 compared to Cade's 1.3, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is 7th best on the team. The guy who has the ball the most has the 7th best assist to turnover ratio. This is alarming. I love Cade, but it's clear that he needs some help. I've seen posts that saying Cade has the lack of spacing. All right, because he has Killian on the floor with him. It's total BS. It's total BS. The Pistons are the 4th best. Before last night, they were the 4th best 3-point shooting team in the league. That's the entire league. Killian. Before last night, the last 7 games, he was shooting 40% from the field and 45.5% from the 3-point line, right? On 3 attempts. We can paint these narratives all we want, right? We can. But I got the numbers right here, man. Even if we want to talk about the other guys that's on the court with him. 3-point percentage, right? Alec Burks is shooting 53%. Stanley Amude, 50% from 3. Marcus Sasser shooting 50%. Isaiah Stewart shooting a blistering 42.9% from 3. Jaden Ivey shooting 40.9% from 3. Cade Cunningham, 32.8. Killian Hayes, 32.3. Joe Harris, who's supposed to be a career three-point shooter, is shooting 31.6%. Who not getting it done? How is Joe Harris getting on the floor over Ivy, and he ain't even getting done what he's supposed to get done, which is shooting threes? How? Like Monty Williams, you gotta answer the questions, man. I'm just seeing that Monty Williams has his favors, bro. He has certain guys he trusts. I don't know what's happening at practice. I'm not at practice. I'm not privy to practice. And frankly, I don't give a damn because the games count more. Who performs in the games count more. You can't get a real feel for how it's going to be in the games at practice. Come on, dog. If you just basing everything off practice, you suck as far as analyzing the game. So yeah, I'm not feeling Monty Williams and what he got going on and what he doing with this team, man. You know what I mean? I'm definitely not feeling the way he treating Jaden Ivey and not giving him the opportunity to rock. So I got some numbers here, right? I got some Cade and Jaden numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like when we compare their numbers, bro, like let's just look at it. Here go their overall career numbers. Cade done played 84 games. Jaden 80. You got 18.3 points per game for Cade, 15.9 for Jaden, 5.4 rebounds to 3.8 rebounds, 5.8 assists to 5 assists, 1.1 steals to 0.8 steals, 0.6 blocks to 0.3 blocks, 41% field goal percentage to 42, 31% 3-point percentage to 34.7, basically 35%, 85% free throw percentage for Cade, 75 for Jaden, even though that's been looking up this year. Effective field goal percentage, I'm not going to go into all that, right? Let's look at they per 36 minutes per career. Okay? Let's see. Per 36, Jaden Ivey versus Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham, 19.9 points. Jaden Ivey, 18.9. Cade Cunningham, 4.1 turnovers. Jaden Ivey, 3.7. Blocks, 0.7, 0.3 for Jaden. 1.2 steals, 1.0 for Jaden. 6.3 assists, 6.6 assists for Jaden. 5.9 rebounds, 6 basically. 4.5 for Jaden. Okay? Let's look at the field goal attempts. You got 18.4 field goal attempts for Cade to 15.4 free throw attempts for Jaden. All right. Just wanted to put that in perspective, right? And I said all that to say, like, yo, if given the same opportunity from my judgment call, I feel Jaden can do the same things that Cade can do, if not better, because he's more efficient. He's more explosive. It's not like he's gonna turn the ball over at a more rate. It hasn't been proven that he will. If we looking at this year, he's they basically got the same rate. You know what I mean? He's not gonna turn it over more than Cade is. I just feel like until Cade has shown this super duper outlier reason why he should be the guy that's giving 10 plus more shots than his next teammate while not being efficient, I just don't understand it. Somebody got to answer some questions. All right? Somebody got to answer some questions, man. I don't know what to say, man. It's frustrating to see, right? And I got fans telling me, "Oh, it's too early. It's too early." Bruh, if you can see something that's going and being done wrong, it don't matter how early you peep that shit. Like, y'all the type of guys that be in relationships with chicks and then y'all be mad 6 months down the line because y'all ain't pay attention to the signs that was there early. I'm not that type of guy, man. You got to notice the red flags. And it's some red flags with Monty. It's some red flags not only with Monty. I started to notice the red flags in the offseason with Troy Reaver. Before we signed the coach, I think they extended Isaiah Stewart. And it was like, yo, y'all gave this man an extension without making him play out the contract to get the free agency. It was no rush to do that. And that just let me know that they don't have the clear vision, because I don't see Isaiah Stewart, even with as good as he's played this year, I don't see him as a starting forward. I don't see him as a forward that can compete with other starting forwards. I seen him match up with KD and Giannis, and it's not happening, man. Did he make a few good plays? Can he make a few good plays? Yes. Yes. I think he's a great backup. I think he would be better than Bagley as a backup, even though I have no problem with Bags as a backup. He's a backup. I be seeing people saying we need to get another backup. Like, bro, come on, man. But yeah, that's my thoughts on a development. Like, far as player development, far as a franchise, this has always been one of the worst franchises for player development. I've never seen what player have you seen develop here that was just like out cold? I can't go back and think until like Grant Hill, and Grant Hill left. All right. Before that, what you gotta go with? You gotta go back to Bad Boys. That's sick. You gotta go back to Bad Boys. What, you gonna say Andre Drummond? Okay, look, if you want to say Drummond, I'll give you Drummond. Okay, fine. Even though I still say nope. So we gotta go all the way back to Grant Hill, who left. And if we gotta go before that, we gotta go all the way back to Joe Dumars, Isaiah Thomas. Like, literally those guys didn't, like, we gotta go all the way back to Bad Boys. Like, with guys that we developed. We ain't never developed no stars here, man. The only stars we developed here was Isaiah. Come on, man. Isaiah, Joe Dumars, Grant Hill. That's it. No stars, bro. We have a problem developing stars, bro. Man. Monty Williams, Detroit Reaver. Y'all fucking this up, man. Yes, y'all fucking this up. I'm not that cookie cutter guy that got a sports podcast. No, man, y'all fucking this up, man. You know, a lot of fans are upset that Jaden Ivey is not playing and getting his playing time like that. I'm one of them. I see a bunch of fans. I'm almost like, trade him before y'all just waste his fucking career. And no knock to Killian Hayes, right? Because I feel like Killian Hayes, I feel like under the right circumstances, he's a good backup point guard. I don't feel like he's a starting point guard. I feel like he's a great backup point guard, not a starter. You know what I mean? He don't push the needle enough. But a good coach would have already seen that. I don't know. I'm questioning whether Monty is a good coach. And I'm just thinking back to watching those Phoenix games. I was rooting for Phoenix over the past couple of years and just thinking about those letdowns and different situations and me feeling like he should do something, do this, and even me feeling like he handled the Ayton situation wrong. Like, you don't alienate your young star player in the fucking media. Man, I don't know about this guy, bro. And then I even saw some stuff that he had problems back when he coached Chris Paul, when Chris Paul was a young guy. I think like Monty Williams was a player in the league, right? And sometimes when you have players that wasn't the man, I just feel like those guys are hard to be like good coaches because sometimes they be like coaching from like a you know, like trying to put everybody in check type stuff. I don't know, bro. I could just be false with that, right? Because then we got like a Dan Campbell who I perfectly love. But I love Dan Campbell from the beginning. I love Dan Campbell's energy. I love the things he said. I love the appropriateness for where he was at. Right, meaning the self-awareness. Dan Campbell knew he was at the bottom. That's why he was talking about biting kneecaps on the way down. He was saying, if you're gonna knock us down, we gonna bite your fucking knee on the way down too. And you're gonna remember that, hey, that motherfucker he was some shit. That's what he was trying to say. And then we gonna start climbing up, and then we gonna be on your head. That's what he said. He did that. People didn't understand that though. They couldn't break it down like that. I rock with that. This guy though, Monty, he's selling smoke, man. Yeah. So, that's what I got for y'all today. And my Under These Sports Guru podcast. Man, I would love to get some guests here so we can talk Pistons, man, or talk Lions or talk whatever, bro. I'm ready, bro. Like y'all be arguing with me on the internet and all of this stuff, right? Yeah, and I'm gonna go put the link to this show for some of y'all guys who've been arguing with me on Twitter and all of this stuff, so y'all can see what I got to say, bro. Come on here, comment, subscribe, do all that, do all that good shit, bro. And if you want to come on the show, send me your email, bro. We can set it up, set the coordinate the date, bro. I'll talk to you about basketball, bro, and see what you know, man, and see what you feeling. And I'm gonna break you down, bro. Cause I don't say no bullshit, bro. I don't say no bullshit. I'm not being biased. I don't gotta be biased, bro. I got the numbers, the stats, statistics to prove it, and I got the fact that we ain't fucking winning. All right? Stick with the results. They talking about it's too early. Listen. Both of them, him and Troy. All right, man. It's your man's Fresh. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, questions, anything, man. Just let's keep growing the platform, dog. I appreciate y'all for listening to me. I'm out.